Well, hello. You get to see me in broad daylight, maybe? No? Okay. Hi, everyone. I am so excited to be here. Today is finally day 5 of Design Your Life. Get the clarity without the overwhelm. It's all about you. It's all about designing the life you want. And this is day 5. This is the last day. You've made it. If you've been watching this video since day 1, you have been getting some awesome tips on how to start creating and designing the life of your dreams. Starting from getting super real with yourself, super honest, and getting to know where you're at, creating a vision that is powerful enough to sustain the price of your transformation, creating a routine, a mindset routine that will allow you to move forward in that transformation. And yesterday, how to prioritize the areas of your life that you want to tackle. So just a little recap. That was just a little recap of overall what we've seen in the past 4 days. I'm gonna narrow it down from yesterday's content. It was a short video. It was sweet, but it was really juicy because it had everything to do with how can you prioritize where to take action, how not to be overwhelmed by all of the things in your plate or on your plate. It's all about getting honest with yourself. It's all about making it digestible, taking it down to small bites. So we started on Tuesday creating a life vision for you, in which you got really specific, really into the details of the life you want, from how much money you want to make to the car you want to drive, all of those fun things. And I let you dream. I taught you how to use that on Wednesday, reading it every day, creating that emotional connection with your vision. And yesterday, I mentioned how can you narrow it down. The whole point is for you to be able to see 5 years into your future, but then start reverse engineering it. So you start by seeing your 5 years, then figuring out, okay, if this is where I'm gonna be in 5 years, where do I need to be in 4? Where do I need to be in 3? And start creating those little goals that are going to be long, mid, and short terms. The whole point is for you to end up with a really short-term goal that you can start tackling today. So it is breaking it down to tiny pieces that you can potentially start taking action on today. Of course, the Wheel of Life has 9 areas. So I'm not saying go and tackle all 9 areas, but if you are seeing this in order, today you came to this video with 3 main areas that you're gonna work on. How did you get to what those 3 areas are? You prioritize what is going to get you faster and more efficiently to where you wanna be. You have to see what is the main roadblock and how does that trickle down into your whole life. So once again, you have your life vision that you've created, and then you break it down into digestible pieces. Okay? Hi, whoever signed up, say hello. And today we're gonna talk about how to start taking action in those tiny goals. And I call them tiny, but sometimes they feel massive. We start believing, okay, so how am I going to make this money in a week? How am I going to make this money in a month? It might be more than you've ever done. How am I going to have these conversations with my partner? How am I going to lose this weight because I've never done it before, or every time I've tried, I have failed? Okay, this is how you do it. You create your personal strategic plan, which, by the way, you will be getting today. After the video tonight, you will receive an email if you signed up for the challenge at anniepwoods.com/design-your-life. Even if you have not done it yet, even if today's the last day, you get to sign up because you will receive all of this wonderful content. But better yet, you will be able to get access to this challenge in perpetuity, because the videos will be coming down from the group in about 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks, you won't have access to it, and you won't have access to this documents. You won't have access to really getting the meaty and juicy bits that I'm sharing and putting down for you today. So if you haven't done it, please do it today. anniepwoods.com/design-your-life. and get yourself into the bandwagon of the life designers. So like I was saying, today we will be working on your personal strategic plan. Okay, so this is gonna look a little bit like this, and when I say a little bit, it's actually a 9 pages long document. It's a 9 pages long document that will allow you to create your plan one area at a time. So you will pick your 3 areas. You can print only just those 3, and then you can work on it. But the first thing, and this is another document that you will receive, is the Goals Crushing Guide. Now, what's the Goals Crushing Guide? And it is the first thing that I'm going to talk about today. Because even though you have an idea of exactly what you are going to tackle, your short-term goal, you're going to want to filter those goals to the extent that you're going to really make sure that this goal is yours. Okay, so I'm just going to briefly talk about the 10 questions, the 10 filters of the Goals Crushing Guide, because the document actually describes them in length. So these are the questions that you're going to filter your goals through. So you're going to have your 3 main goals, but you're going to go even deeper with them, and you're going to figure out if it's really something that you want. If you are not people pleasing, if you are not going by somebody else's dream, you're going to make sure that this is yours, and you're going to make that emotional connection to the goal so that you can follow up on it on your personal strategic plan, okay? So here are the questions, and they really make sense as you listen to them. The first one is this goal indeed mine? Okay, so if the answer is no, you can just drop it right away. Is this goal yours, or this is something somebody taught you that you should want? The second question is, what does this goal mean to me? What's the higher meaning behind this goal? Is it just about losing weight, or is it about the discipline that it's going to take? Is it about creating a new lifestyle? Is it about supporting your family with your health? What's that gonna look like for you? How specific is the goal is question number 3. So how can you measure and accomplish this goal? What's it gonna look like? If it's not measurable, it's gonna be really hard for you to figure out how or when you actually made it, okay? So it's really hard when it's not measurable and specific to follow up on it or follow through with it, because giving up becomes the fastest option since you don't really know where you're standing with it, okay? Question number 4, am I willing to be flexible? And here is when the mindset work comes in. Am I opening my mind to new possibilities that might revolve around this goal, around this particular area? Yeah, this goal sounds really cool, but am I willing to open up to new ideas and new opportunities that might get me there faster and make me happier? It is important for you to understand that your vision is a live document. It doesn't mean that if in 2 years you decide that your 5-year vision that you wrote this week is not what you want, it doesn't mean that you're wrong or broken. So you have to be willing to be flexible. So this really goes hand in hand with perfectionism, understanding that your prerogative as a woman is to change your mind. You can do this as long as you're being true to yourself and you're acting from love and not fear. That is really important when it comes to flexibility. Where is this flexibility coming from? Is it really being flexible, or is it giving up? You want to ask yourself those questions whenever you want to suddenly change your mind or change pace or tracks, okay? The 5th question that you're going to ask yourself according to this goal is, how excited or challenged am I by this goal? If this goal is not stretching you outside of your comfort zone, if this goal is not scaring you in the right adrenaline-inducing way, then this goal is not good for you. You want to make sure that in 5 years, there's a different person looking back. You want to make sure that in 5 years, the growth, or more than a different person, I correct myself, I'm a firm believer of growth, not change. You want to make sure that it is a person that has always been there in you, and that sometimes we deny the existence of this creature, this human, because we have been taught that being this person is wrong, because we're rebels, because people don't really want us to be that. So you want that real you, that authentic self, to be the one that looks back and says, yes, I did it. So for that, you need to be challenged, you need to be stretched, And I'm not talking about really getting out of your comfort zone. I'm talking about stretching your comfort zone, making it bigger and bigger, so that when you do that, the things that once challenged you become your norm. They become your comfort zone so that you can keep pushing yourself. The sixth question is, how does this goal match my values? So what I invite you to do is make a list of your values, your personal values. You know how companies have your mission, vision, and their mission, vision, and value statements? You've already created your vision. Your mission statement is the one that goes with your talents, passions, and your view for the world. That's your purpose. And now you're going to create a list of values that are going to be non-negotiable. That's the cool thing about values. If they give you a great parameter to know whether you are going in the right direction or not when it comes to achieving your goals. Because since your values are non-negotiable, then if you ever feel like you're straying from them, then you get to take inventory on your life. For example, my values are authenticity, honesty, bravery, and integrity, okay? And creativity. I love creativity. If I am ever breaking one of those values, I get to ask myself, okay, so what am I doing here? Is this really something that's aligned with where I want to go? Is this really going to take me to where I want to go? The next question, the seventh question is, does this goal bring me balance? Okay, so I want to address the whole balance idea of everything in my life feels like it's in equilibrium. Yes, you want that feeling of peace. That's what I mean by balance. I don't mean that you're dedicating the same amount of time to everything in your life, everybody feels happy. That's potentially impossible. What you want to make sure is that you're prioritizing your life, you're prioritizing the things in your life to the point that you feel at peace with the decisions that you're making. So that's what I mean by balance, okay? The eighth thing that you want to ask yourself is, how realistic am I being right now? And by realistic, I am not talking about dream small. I'm talking about how am I setting myself up for success? There are some things, there are some human limitations that we might have with regards to our goals that we want to take into consideration. Because being realistic about that, being honest with where we're at, will allow us to find the opportunities around it, okay? So you really need to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success by being completely honest with yourself. The ninth question is, who does this goal contribute to? And I love it because by this time you would have already answered it. Who does this goal contribute to? Where does this goal achieve the purpose of making the world a better place, contributing to something that's bigger than myself or than yourself? 10th and last question is, who will help me accomplish this goal? And this particular question is super important because you will see it in your personal strategic plan. We cannot go at anything on our own. I mean, we can, but it's going to be harder. It's going to be more painful. It's going to feel lonely, and loneliness is a surefire way to give up on things, okay? So you want to make sure that you have a support system, and I'm going to tell you how to create that support system now that we're going to talk about your personal strategic plan, okay? So what's a personal strategic plan? It's pretty much a document in which you will lay out your plan for reaching a particular short-term goal. Why is it short-term? Because you're going to do this as many times as you need to in order to get to that long-term. But I don't want you to baffle yourself with the idea of achieving that thing that's supposed to be done in 5 years. I want this to be a 1 month long document, okay? Because it will motivate you. Every time you finish one, you can stack them up and be like, oh my God, this is all the crap I've done in 5 years to get me to this point. But it will give you a digestible approach to wherever it is, whatever path it is that you're going to undertake, okay? So what's the personal strategic plan look like? So it will tell you the area of the wheel that you're going to work on. It's going to be up there. You don't even have to input it. It's going to tell you, you're going to input what the goal is. And the emotion part might get a little confusing. What is the emotion that is attached to this goal? How do you want to feel? Or better yet, how are you going to feel when you achieve it? That's what goes into emotion, okay? So come back to this video when you get the plan. If you have any questions, I am breaking this down for you piece by piece, okay? So you put down the goal and you put down the emotion that you're attaching to that goal. Now you're gonna write, what are your strengths? What are the particular strengths that you have to bring to the table to attain this goal? Is it that you're good with math? Is it that you're organized? Is it that you are empathetic? Is it that you are persistent? Is it that you're sensitive? What is it that's going to be a strength for you that's going to allow you to attain this goal, okay? Now, there's the other area that's roadblocks. Where are your roadblocks? Your roadblocks are the obstacles that you perceive will stand in your way. You want to be clear about them. And you want to make sure that you're relating them to your strengths, because you are going to look at them and you're going to be able to see how you can work around them. Now there's an area there that you won't use. It says DISC, because it's an assessment that I work on with one-on-one clients. It's going to be there, and I have a great announcement at the end of this video. And you're gonna get more information if you signed up for the challenge, because after this you will actually be able to work with me one-on-one if that's what you want. Okay, so I mentioned there's the area of there's the goal, the emotion attached to the goal, your strength, and your roadblocks. Okay, now since it is a short-term goal, you're gonna have 5 action items. 5 things that you can start doing right now, and there's a date that you're gonna put in, and the date is a due date. This is a by when date. What are the 5 things that you can do now that are gonna get you to that goal? And by when are they gonna be done? This is you holding yourself accountable, okay? Make sure that you're playing to win. Okay, how do you play to win? Perfect question. I know you're asking it. And this is when the support system comes in. There is an area of the personal strategic plan. It's kind of like a directory in which you will input the information of 3 people that are going to help you attain this goal. Now, these 3 people will help you in different areas of this goal. Maybe somebody will help you with something practical. Somebody will help you with your taxes. Somebody will be an emotional support for you. Maybe there's somebody that's going to teach you something. You're going to have at least 3 people on your team. Now, how do you enroll them? Because this is enrolling somebody in your dream. You are going to enroll somebody in making your dream come true. Okay? Now, you need to put down here your name, the name of the person, their contact information, the area in which they will support you, and there's going to be an agreement reached. So this is probably the hardest part of the whole process. I'm sorry, I am really hot right now. This is probably the hardest part of the whole process because it requires vulnerability. It requires vulnerability in 2 major counts. Not only will you be communicating your goal at the risk of who you used to be not actually making it happen, and 2, you're gonna ask somebody for help. As human beings, we are social beings. We need help. We are designed to survive with help. But society lately has given us this idea that asking for help is weakness, that vulnerability is weakness. So how do you approach this really hard conversation that might be a hard conversation for you right now, but remember that the idea is to make it part of your comfort zone. You approach this conversation with honesty and making sure that you trust the person. Remember, don't set up yourself for failure. Now, how can you make sure that you're trusting? How can you make sure that this person is worth trusting? You can revise your history. Has this person been there for you? Has this person kept your confidentiality? Has this person assisted you when you needed them? Is this person generous with you, or is this person always judging you? Okay? Now, this is a good way for you to evaluate your relationships, and it might be hard because sometimes it will require fixing a relationship that is not where it can be for you. But asking somebody for help is trusting them with something that's valuable for you, but also showing them that they can trust you. Okay, so this is a lead with example type of thing. So you would go to the person and say like, hey, I'm really excited. I'm working on this goal. It's gonna happen in the next 30 days. And what it's going to look like, it's this, this, and this, and this. These are the 5 actionable steps that I'm taking, and I need your help for this. Do you agree? Would you like to help me? That's all you, that's a conversation you need to do, you need to have with that person. The conversation you need to have with yourself is an analysis conversation, just to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success with a support system that is really going to be there for you and is really going to make a difference in this process for you. You can have an accountability buddy. I am a firm believer that we hold ourselves accountable. But yes, the support is cheerleader. Maybe you can show this video to someone else and be like, hey, why don't we do this together, and I can be your person and you be my person. Different goals, same goals, whatever it's gonna look like for you, so that you can really start taking steps towards this life that you are designing for yourself. Okay, so just to recap, you're gonna get all of this on your email by tonight. And you're also going to get the goals crushing guide. For those of you that might have it, maybe this will be a great opportunity, because I had never gone through such an in-depth process of creating and getting your goals. So you might want to go back to the videos of creating your vision, go back to day 3 to create the mindset, and then really tackle your goals from a different perspective. Okay? Now, super excited to announce that there's only 2 spots left in Master Souls. Master Souls is about to open. It's going to be mid-October. I have 4 wonderful women that have already signed up for it. It's going to be great. It's pretty much for women that not only want to achieve their goals, they want to create a culture of personal self-leadership, but also want to embrace sisterhood. We're going to talk goals during that program, but we're going to talk about principles that are going to help you have a better relationship with yourself and with others, and are going to get you closer to the person that you want to embrace, which is exactly who you are. Hi, whoever signed up. Say hello, drop a comment, drop a like, drop some love. And the second major announcement, now that I just mentioned about Master Souls, is I am opening a 90-day Stay on Track challenge. So I am going to build up on everything we've talked about, and I am going to be your cheerleader for 90 days, working one-on-one with you. Now, how is that going to look like? You're going to get virtual homeworks, you're going to get emails, you're going to get videos, and you're going to get 4 sessions online with me. We will be working one-on-one together to keep track of these goals. And in 90 days, we are going to see the results of your work. Now, this is a beta program. I am so excited that I am creating so many things to make sure that I'm bringing value to the community. This is a beta program, and I am going to put all of the information out in the group next week. It's going to be super fun. I'm going to be out of town also next week. I am super excited, and there's a ton of shit that's going to come out of that, because I'm going to be working directly on content for you to make this community what it's meant to be, which is a support system for all women. Okay? So just letting you know, those 2 things are coming up. If you live in the Des Moines area and you want to work with a group of women in the shed that you know that you need to work, Master Souls is for you. Don't hesitate. Let me know. I'm curating these people. Even if you let me know, there's an application form. You will be told whether you are part of the program, yes or no. Now, when it comes to 90 days Stay on Track, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. There's more information to come. If you want more info on that, the people that signed up for the challenge at anniepwoods.com/design-your-life will get dibs on this information. So I'm going to be sending this out early next week to everyone, so that you will be ready. And it's time to make transformation. Again, that's not a group program. It's going to be one-on-one, and it's going to be amazing. I have done it with some of my long-term clients, how to work and how to make your goals digestible and doable, so that you can start ranking up those achievements, those goals, and building your confidence from there. So that is it. It's been so fun creating this content, bringing it to you, seeing your reactions. I've gotten some private messages that have made my heart sing, because I know that you are doing the work. I know that you are designing the life that you want, and I also know that you deserve it because you are one untamed motherfucker. So this is it for now. Next week I have some guests that are coming up. I am so excited for that. If you also have something that you think you want to share with the group, just let us know. Drop a comment, and I might make a space for you, and you can take over the group for a few minutes. So that is it for now. Ladies, stay untamed.